What up, gang? I'm back with another video. I say I'm back with another video. Make sure you hit that like button, comment, subscribe. Yes, I said subscribe. Turn on your post notifications. It's free. Do it for me. What up, gang? I'm back with another video. Let's get straight into it, man. I gotta be the one to do this because I rock with Ralo heavy, gang. Like, I'm not just no fan. I know homie personally. You feel me? So I gotta be the one to do this. But if y'all haven't seen my last video, go check it out. Go check it out. It's a lot in that video that nobody is talking about. But let's get to this, man. Okay, now let me give y'all a summary of what's going on. Ralo ex-artist John Doe came out and said Ralo was snitching, right? Ralo say, no, I didn't snitch, man. All I did was pay somebody to take my charges. So he went and told the police, look, I tell y'all what y'all want to know. I tell y'all who running this operation. I give y'all the plug. So he say, look, such and such is who running this shit, and he know the plug. Mind you, he already talked to his little homie and told his little homie, I'll pay you $400,000 to take these charges. Ralo proved that was true to us because Ralo called homie while he was on the phone with 1090J and asked him, hey, didn't I tell you that, hey, I'll pay you $400,000 and you take the charge? Homie said yes. If y'all want to hear that audio, y'all gotta go watch the video that I dropped. You feel me? Okay, boom. Then 1090J came out and did a video on the paperwork that was out and said he don't see nowhere where Ralo told on anyone. But let me say this, in that video it do says Ralo agreed to go over anything in his phone with the police. He gave them the password and they agreed to go over everything in his phone. So John Doe, which is Ralo ex-artist, say a guy named Manu was arrested because Ralo agreed to go over stuff in his phone with the police, and they seen where Manu was a part of the organization. So Manu was arrested after the police looked in Ralo's phone, after Ralo gave the police permission to look in his phone. Now, another thing, before we get past it, do y'all think that's snitching? If the police grab you and say, look, can we go through your phone? And you say yes. And then they go through your phone and see your homeboy is one of the people that sell drugs with you. And they go get your homeboy, lock him up, and by them locking him up, they find evidence of who the real plug that's supplying both of y'all. So is that snitching? Now, another thing that John Doe is getting at is Ralo got a proffer deal. And a proffer deal is, this the biggest thing that's people is saying, like, hey, how y'all keep saying Ralo didn't snitch if he got a proffer deal? And a proffer deal means he have to give information to the government to qualify for this deal. But Ralo saying, I only gave him information about me. But the key thing is, him allowing the feds to go through his phone was a part of the proffer deal. And when they went through the phone, they found Manu. When they found Manu, they found the plug who was supplying Ralo and Manu. So it's looking like Ralo knew that they would find the plug if they go through his phone. So instead of him saying, look, this is my plug, he allowed them to go through the phone to find the plug instead of him verbally saying it. Instead, it's been transcripts of him saying, hey, my plug is El Chapo. He don't want to give me the bricks. Instead, he said, y'all can go through my phone. And when they went through the phone, they found Manu and the plug. This is how John Doe saying, bruh, he snitched. He snitched. Now, 21 Savage came out and said he talked to Ralo lawyer, and lawyer said Ralo didn't snitch. Mind you, let me tell you something. If I'm paying a lawyer damn near $500,000, if not $1 million, to get me through this shit. And if I snitch and my lawyer went and told somebody that has nothing to do with my case that I snitch, don't you know I'm gonna fire his ass? So by people going to ask Ralo lawyer, did he snitch, and the lawyer saying no, like, how could you believe that? Now mind you, I'm not on nobody's side. I'm not trying to prove he snitched. I'm just breaking down the evidence that we have at hand. You feel me? But we have to think logic here. If a lawyer still represent a client, do you think he gonna say anything to make his client look bad? Cause his client will fire his ass and get somebody else. You hear me? So if I'm representing Ralo, and even if Ralo snitch, and I'm representing Ralo, and somebody, 21 Savage, called me and say, hey, did Ralo snitch? I'm gonna say, hell no, he ain't snitch, man. He keeping it strong, you know what I'm saying, holding it up. Of course, because that's my client. I have to protect him by all costs. By all costs. And I think, I'm not sure, but I think it's somewhere in the contract where any information about the case, he can't just tell that shit to random people. Correct me if I'm wrong. You feel me? But let's go over some of this information that John Doe is highlighting after 1090 Jake came out and said Ralo didn't snitch. But this is the kicker, gang. This is the kicker. Y'all hit that like button. Paperwork has been exposed that 1090 Jake snitched on somebody and was the #1 witness. So John Doe is saying, you lied for Ralo because you know you got audio clip of you talking to somebody that you snitched, and you was the #1 witness. That's why you lied for Ralo. Because if you don't know, when 1090 Jake did that video on Boston Richie, for some reason we see clearly, I did a reaction to that whole interrogation that Boston Richie did. Boston Richie told on 37 motherfuckers. He gave names, he told them where their mama stayed, and it just seemed like the world didn't care. They was like, so what? You feel me? It was no, like, people was mad at 1090 Jake. So then it was a lot of accusations pointed at 1090 Jake once he exposed Boston Richie for snitching. So then now people saying, bruh, since people pulling skeletons out the closet about you snitching, you want to take up for Ralo snitching because you didn't want people to bring up this audio and videos about you snitching again. So we gonna check out the paperwork that John Doe is trying to say, look, it's facts that he snitched. And then we gonna listen to audio of 1090 Jake allegedly snitching. Mind you, and I'm gonna say it again, I'm not trying to prove that Ralo snitched. I'm not trying to prove that 1090 Jake snitched. I'm not trying to prove that Ralo didn't snitch. I'm not trying to prove that 1090 Jake didn't snitch. All I'm doing is breaking down the evidence we have at hand so people can clearly understand. Because it's a lot of people still saying, man, what paperwork is y'all reading? The paperwork clearly showed that he snitched. And a lot of people saying, we read the paperwork, he didn't snitch. So if we both reading the same paperwork, why are we getting two different opinions? That's the chaos in this situation right now. If I read the car stopped at the red light and you read the car stopped at the red light, how are we both getting two different opinions of what happened at this red light? So let's go over it, gang. First piece of evidence, John Doe posts on his story, and it says, Mr. Davis provided information to the government, and it's my belief or our position that Mr. Steele, which is the lawyer, and Mr. Davis want the fact kept out of public knowledge. Now, me reading that, do I gotta read it again? Cause this is what John Doe saying. How is y'all reading this shit and y'all not
understanding that he told. It say Mr. Davis provided information to the government, and it's my belief or our position that Mr. Steele and Mr. Davis want the fact kept out of the public knowledge. Now, 1090 Jake said it himself. It's documents that's sealed that nobody can get but Ralo and co-defendants. This is what they talking about. It's information that Ralo gave the government that we cannot see because they sealed the information. Now, a lot of people was saying, hey, if it ain't out, paperwork ain't out, then nobody snitch, right? They were saying that in the YSL situation. But I clearly sat there and did a video. We went live and we watched a 3-hour video from Woody in the YSL case where he told on Thug and the whole world for 3 hours. And after he got through telling, he checked his pulse to make sure he was still alive because he couldn't believe he told that much. But one thing we learned from watching that interrogation interview, that the police came and said, look, this detective right here is gonna seal what you said so it don't come out in the public. We gonna seal these documents right here, everything you telling us, so it don't come out in the public. That's why the prosecutor was in an outrage when the interrogation video leaked, because all that information he gave in the interrogation video supposed to have been sealed on documents. We never supposed to knew that he was telling the police about Thug. We never supposed to knew that he was working with them for years. All that was sealed. So how the fuck did they let an interrogation video 3 hours long come out of the same information? So now, you know, just because it's not in the paperwork, that don't mean they didn't tell. And when you see that somebody have sealed documents, that means it's something in that document that they don't want the public to know, and they agreed with the government, hey, listen, I will give you this, but you have to keep it on the low. So that's why people have sealed documents. Let's go back to Lil Durk. The situation in the case that happened with Lil Durk, King Von, THF, Bezu, and the other dude for shooting the other dude, that case was throughout, right? But it's sealed.
It's sealed.
You can't see the details.
You can't see the details.
Durk got that
Sealed.
So it's something in there. Maybe Durk, THF, Bezu, or whoever else maybe said something. A lot of people saying they put that on Von when Von died. And they got it sealed so they can't see that they put it on Von. But it's sealed. And we now learned from Woody, when they seal a file, it's information in the file that they don't want the public to know. So let me read this again, because I gotta do this, gang, because a lot of people, I'm with Jill and Doe on this part, a lot of people is reading the same shit and not getting it through their brain. It's not getting it. It says Mr. Davis provided information to the government, and it's my belief or our position that Mr. Steele and Mr. Davis want the fact out of the public knowledge. And he outlined this right here. As far as the proffer of June 6th of 2018, Your Honor, if you do not close the courtroom, then I think and would ask the court to order that we refer to that as a date that we're all aware of and a meeting rather than a proffer, which people will know that what occurs at a proffer. So he's saying on June 6th, as far as a proffer, like I told y'all in the beginning, anytime somebody take a proffer deal, they telling the government, I will give you information. I will tell about what's going on. They said The court saying, the lawyer saying, look, if we don't close the court, meaning if we don't have this shit private, the people gonna know what's going on. So we basically should have this shit looking like a meeting instead of going under a proffer. So let me break it down for hood terms. Look, judge, we gotta call this shit a meeting, because if we get this shit in writing that Ralo took a proffer, then they gonna know what's going on. So can we call it a meeting? That's basically what that means. Now let's go to the next evidence, man. It's a lot of shit, so I'ma just read y'all what he got underlined. It says he is cooperating against heroin, methamphetamine. He knows about shootings and marijuana. It say, and now it's 2 years later and Mr. Davis can't cooperate against anybody. Everybody in the case has been revealed. Okay, so this what happened. And Ralo spoke on this situation too. He agreed he was gonna tell them about heroin, methamphetamine. He was gonna tell them about shootings that happened and all. But something happened in the case where it was delayed for 2 years. And all the people that he told them about this shit. He told them about methamphetamine. He told them about the heroin shit. He told them about the shootings. But when he finally 2 years later came and told them, as he agreed to, the police already knew this shit. So they couldn't use it. They like, bro, we don't want to hear that shit now. It's too late. We already know this. You feel me? That's just like the situation with the BMF and Blue Da Vinci. People was calling Blue Da Vinci a rat. Why? Because Blue Da Vinci agreed to tell the police, look, I tell y'all what y'all want to know. So when he got down there and told them this shit, the stuff that he told them, they already knew. So they couldn't use his information. But technically he told because he gave them information. They just already knew it. Hey, yeah, Big Meech did this over here on Thursday. They like, oh, we know that, we good. Make it make sense. Next page, it says, but he's on the flight that captured the $1 million. And it says, and so it relates and then gives the name of Mr. Manu Jones, which the government already had Manu's name with a phone number. This is after Manu was arrested. They saying, we got his name and his phone number. Remember, Ralo agreed to let them go through his phone. And they found Manu. When they found Manu, they found the kingpin, the plug. How did they get his phone number? Because they went in Ralo's phone and seen Manu. So they got Manu name and the phone. Let me read it again. But he's on the flight that we captured the $1 million. And so it relates and then gives the name of Mr. Manu Jones, which the government already had Manu's name with a phone number. So that's why I put that in there. I don't believe the government has an objection. They told me, but that I just wanted to give the context. So he basically saying, like, y'all already got this information, but I put it in there. He basically saying, y'all already got the information, but I just want to put it in there and give y'all the details of the information y'all received. Another thing, it say, the court, that's the 302 for Mr. Davis. The 302 symbolized the FBI. Mr. Buckingham, why does that have to be under sealed? I guess is my question. So they saying, why this situation with Davis, which is Ralo, and the FBI have to be in a sealed file? Meaning they don't want nobody to know. They don't want the public to know. Mr. Steele, which is Ralo's lawyer, said, well, I would like it to. I can. The court said, well, I'm going to leave the exhibit itself under sealed right now. It talks about a whole lot of other people. So Ralo lawyer is saying, hey look, I want this information of the 302 sealed that he had with the FBI, sealed. And the court is saying, Mr. Buckingham is saying, well, why do y'all want that under the seal? And the lawyer said, well, I would like it to be sealed. Like, I can. And the court, which is the judge, is saying, well, I'm going to leave the exhibit itself under the seal right now. Okay, so we're going to seal it right now. We're going to seal it right now. You know, it talks about a whole lot of other people. So whatever information he gave the FBI, the names of other people was involved. This is why John Doe saying, how could y'all say he didn't tell? This information will not be in the paperwork because it's sealed, but it clearly telling us it's information that's sealed that the public can't see, that got other people involved that he named. What you think they were just talking about when they was hanging out eating chips? I'm just saying. I'm trying to give y'all the perspective of John Doe. Then he got another part underlined. Where all the exhibits are not going under public record. So he telling them, all exhibits is evidence. Okay, the evidence that we got, the information that Ralo told us, all this shit is not going on public record. We gonna seal some of this shit, cause listen, this is the agreement that we have with Mr. Steele, which is Ralo lawyer, and Ralo. We gonna put some shit out, some shit we gonna keep on the low because we have to protect his image, because this what he wants. So this the shit that he want to be sealed. This my agreement. Hey, I tell y'all whatever the fuck you want to know, okay? But the juicy shit, I want y'all to seal that shit because it'll fuck up my reputation. That's how Ralo looking at it, according to this paperwork. Another thing he have underlined, and the consent was followed by a physical review of the phone with the agent with Mr. Davis. A consent. So Ralo gave them consent. Usually, if you say no, they'll go get a search warrant, right? So I seen a lot of people say this too. Well, they was gonna look in the phone anyway if they get a search warrant. Okay, well, if you on the run and the police say turn yourself in, is you just gonna walk and turn yourself in? No, you on the run. You gonna make them catch you. A lot of y'all is correct. Yes, all they had to do is get a search warrant and look through the phone. They would have still seen the same evidence. But Ralo still gave them permission because listen, and I'm just coming from John Doe's state of point. Ralo knew what was in his phone. I know my homie is in my phone talking about pounds, right? I know if they get my homie, then they gonna find the plug, right? So look, hey y'all, will y'all give me a proffer? And I give y'all information if y'all cut my time short or give me a deal, right? Okay, tell us something. Hold on. I give you consent to look through my phone and find whatever you want to find. So therefore, it's gonna be nowhere on paperwork where I said, oh, it was him, it was him, it was him. No, I'm telling them, look at my phone, you will see it. Ralo gave them permission without them presenting a warrant. That's like if you in the crib and the police say, can I come in? They say, and you say, nah, you ain't got no search warrant. Well, they can't come in. They have to go back and find a judge to get them a search warrant. You feel me? And then they come back hours later and say, look, we got a search warrant now. But if you know you got drugs in your bathroom and the police ask you, can I come in? Why would you say yes? This is what John Doe is saying. Let them go and get a fucking search warrant and look in your phone. Cause you know you got them bricks in there. Why would you just invite them in if you know you got drugs in there? And if you know it's a name on the package that say these drugs came from such and such, why would you let them in? This is what John Doe is trying to say. And John Doe ended off with this message right here. He say, when you give the passcode to your phone to law enforcement and then consent to review your phone in a proper meeting, then they arrest someone, which they arrested Manu Jones. The direct link to your plug, is that not cooperating? This is what John Doe asked. Okay, I thought I was tripping. The government wanted Ralo plug, but Ralo wouldn't say his name. But he let them go through the phone to find Manu, because he know if they find Manu, then they find a plug. So he would get credit on his behalf for letting them go through his phone without a search warrant. This is what John Doe is saying. Y'all comment in the comments if you get it now. Now let's get to your boy 1090J. A lot of people is saying, hey, 1090J, you read that paperwork. And let me tell you something. I'm a fan of 1090J work, man. 1090J be breaking shit down. And 1090J said it himself. Yes, it's sealed files that Ralo have. So we don't know what the fuck else Ralo said. But 1090J say from the paperwork he read, Ralo didn't snitch. But a lot of people saying, 1090J, you seen this shit where he say he had a proffer. And you know if you got a proffer, then you got to give up information. A lot of people saying, 1090J, you seen that he said he let the motherfucking police look through his phone without a search warrant. And you seen that Manu was arrested after they looked through his phone. So 1090, why is you saying that Ralo didn't snitch, 1090? So then somebody pulled up these audios of 1090 talking to somebody of 1090J allegedly snitching. And they say he was witness number one. Y'all get in the comments and tell me what you think, man. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on all post notifications. It's free. Do it for me. Check out the audio, man.
You feel me? I don't know what the fuck.
I'm the one that did the shooting. That's why when I seen that shit, I was like, what the fuck? I mean, as a witness to the shooting. That was my aunt who was the victim. It's the same address from when I got arrested.
I mean, that, like, it could, like, I'm biased, bro. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say you a rat or whatever. I'm not gonna say that. But until I actually look at the other documentation, like, I'm real unbiased about certain situations like this. So although that could be true, what they have here listed is something totally different. You feel what I'm saying?
No, yeah, they got that. I fucking said it was a fucking 13, 14-year-old that they were wearing this and that, and I couldn't identify them.
But there's another page that I didn't send you. There's another page that I didn't send you yet though too. Hold on. I'll send you that page as well. Now,
rocking with me and
now since all this been happening, John Doe been getting death threats. And he been on Instagram dropping his location, letting them know, look, my routine don't change. I go to the mosque and I go check on my businesses. If y'all want to run up on me, run up on me. Now, I want to say, look, John Doe, you got to be careful, man, because Ralo take care of a lot of people. And I'm pretty sure it'll be one dummy out the bunch that really would try you. From the past, we see it don't matter if you got a gun or not. It's about who get the ups first. Check it out.
yes, sir. One thing about me, my routine don't change. My routine does not change, man. I go make my rounds, handle my business. Go make my rounds at the mosque, worship my Lord. Then I go right back to being there for my family. Big dogs only.
Hey, do me a favor. Look down right there to the bottom left and hit that like button for me. Hit that like button right there. I appreciate it. Now continue watching.
Promo alert, promo alert. If you need promo, DM me on Instagram at music101CEO. Music101CEO. $30 for one promo video on YouTube. $50 for 3 promo videos on YouTube. $70 for 6 promo videos on YouTube. And $130 for 12 promo videos on YouTube. You trying to get your numbers up? You trying to get your business up? Hit me up at Music101.
See, the results is great.